This video is going to be on replacing the throttle grips or the hand grips. Now I've modified these grips from stock Honda grips. These are your motocross grips, but they're about 1 inch longer. Therefore I had to put some special ends or plastic round inserts into the ends here to make them fit. And then I used, I didn't know they had a glue, but I used a JB weld on them, which it's easy to take off. It doesn't stick to rubber too bad. The new grips I just bought at my local Honda shop are called Orenthal grips. That's the only kind they had, and these are in medium. I'm going to show you how I put those on. And it's good to have some good grips on these little racing bikes. That's some grip glue. It's good to have. These are for ATV quad and different things. But if you have a little bike that's going very fast, the only thing you got to hang on to is your grips. It's good to have a good set. These were sent to me from Hawaii, and I don't know what kind they are, but they work really well. But I think on this side I got them a little too close to the edge here, where it's very hard for me to get this panel back on. So what I'm going to do is take the grips off using my, I got a really good tool for doing that, and this is it. This you buy at Sears, and it cuts anything really well. But if you flip it over and you pull back on this little bottom jaw here, see if I can do this, and then close it again, I can do this, and then lock it, you have a really nice heavy handled cutter that I can cut all along here with and not hurt my hands, or I can do a very quick job, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn this off and do that. Now I've taken the grips off, and I want to show you what I've done with this little Honda, and it's worked really well for me. Is I put a little plug in the end here, an extra inch long plug, and I also wrapped a little bit of blue tape around it after I glued it in. Now over here, this one has come loose, but you can see that this is the JB weld that I used, and all I have to do is just put a little sandpaper on it. But this is the end cap that I used. Now this is your original length of the throttle assembly here. Okay, and this is the little plastic plug that I used. You can see the JB weld on it. It's gotten a little wet for some reason, but it fits right here. And what that does is gives you the average length of a motocross bike or an ATV grip. Now my next step will be, and as you can see the grips right here, I've taken my little knife and sliced them down, taken them off. My next step will be to clean up the grips. Not these, but the this area here. And then to, I'll re-glue this on. And to put your grips back on, a word of advice is to get yourself a pan of hot water. Get it moderately hot, but not boiling hot, and stick your grips in it for 30 seconds or a minute. That way it'll get them, the rubber will get looser and not so stiff, and then you can put your glue on your throttle assemblies and your handlebar assembly, and it will slide right on. And I'm not sure exactly how these go because they just have this ribbing on one edge, but what I'm going to do is put the ribbing right where my fingers grip, and I hope that's the right way of doing it. But that's my latest project, and I've got to get this radiator to work. I found a new way to mount it. I think I'm gonna mount it up on this top bolt right here, or edge, and I'll make a bracket down here. I might go wood to put it in there, but I have a little problem having to have this clear the electrical gauge. But that's where we're at so far.